Welcome back to Luxury Cars Analysis. Today, we're stepping into a level of automotive luxury that doesn't just raise expectations, it quietly ignores them. Because the 2026 Mercedes-Maybach GLS 1000 isn't here to compete with other SUVs. It's here to exist above them. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what separates a high-end SUV from something that feels closer to a private suite on wheels. Stand in front of this vehicle, and the first thing that registers isn't design, it's presence. The proportions are tall, upright, and completely unapologetic. The grille isn't just large, it's architectural. Vertical chrome slats rise with perfect symmetry, anchored by the Maybach identity, not just the Mercedes star. There's no need for aggressive styling here. This SUV doesn't try to look powerful, it simply is. The lighting is slim, precise, almost restrained. Because when everything else carries this much visual weight, the details don't need to compete. Even the wheels, large, multi-spoke, finished with subtle contrast accents, feel designed to complement the whole rather than stand out individually. In darker finishes, especially deep obsidian tones, this doesn't feel like a vehicle. It feels like a structure, something permanent that just happens to move. Walk around to the rear, and the identity becomes even clearer. The Maybach badging sits with quiet confidence, centered and deliberate. The full-width lighting signature is clean and elegant, not dramatic. And the stance, wide, planted, completely stable, gives the impression that this SUV doesn't react to the road reacts to it. Now step inside. Because this is where the GLS 1000 stops being transportation and becomes an environment. The cabin doesn't greet you with technology first. It greets you with atmosphere. Soft, deeply quilted leather wraps almost every visible surface, flowing seamlessly from the seats to the doors to the dashboard. The materials aren't just premium, they're consistent. Nothing feels out of place, nothing feels secondary. The wood trims are warm, open-pore, and natural to the touch. Metal accents are cool, precise, and intentional. Ambient lighting doesn't try to impress, it simply exists, tracing the cabin in a soft glow that changes the mood without demanding attention. Sit in the rear, and the entire purpose of this vehicle becomes clear. Executive seating transforms the space into something closer to first-class aviation than automotive design. Reclining seats, extendable leg rests, individual climate zones, and integrated controls create a level of comfort that makes distance feel irrelevant. And then there's the silence. Extensive acoustic engineering, laminated glass, and active noise control create a cabin that isolates you from the outside world almost completely. In the GLS 1000, you don't hear the road, you experience a filtered version of it. That philosophy continues in the way it drives. Underneath, the 2026 Maybach GLS 1000 is expected to feature a highly refined twin-turbo V8, possibly paired with a mild hybrid system, delivering well over 550 horsepower. But the numbers don't define the experience. Power here isn't about acceleration, it's about effortlessness. The vehicle moves without urgency because it never needs to prove anything. Acceleration feels smooth, continuous, almost distant, as if the mechanical effort is happening somewhere far away from the cabin. The suspension system is where things become truly impressive. Advanced active body control, combined with predictive road scanning, allows the vehicle to read the surface ahead and prepare each wheel before it even reaches an imperfection. The result is a ride that feels less like driving and more like gliding. Now let's talk about reality, because at this level, numbers matter. The 2026 Mercedes-Maybach GLS 1000 is expected to start around $190,000, with well-equipped models easily crossing $230,000. And at that price point, comparison becomes important. Vehicles like the Lexus LX offer incredible craftsmanship and long-term reliability at a lower price. Full-size SUVs like the Ford Expedition deliver space and practicality for a fraction of the cost. But neither of them are trying to create this kind of experience. Because this isn't about value in the traditional sense. It's about separation. Ownership costs reflect that. Fuel economy will sit in the mid-teens. Insurance will be significant. Maintenance through authorized networks will not be inexpensive. And depreciation, often overlooked, can be substantial over time. So yes, this is a serious financial commitment. And it should be approached as one. But here's the more interesting question. What are you actually paying for? Not just materials. Not just performance. Not even just the badge. You're paying for a very specific experience. One where every detail, from the way the door closes, to the way the suspension absorbs the road, to the way the cabin isolates you from everything outside, has been engineered to remove friction from the act of travel. Now, here's the honest perspective. The GLS 1000 is an extraordinary machine, but at this price, it also invites scrutiny. Much of its underlying platform is shared with the standard GLS lineup. And while the transformation is significant, especially in the rear cabin, the question of whether that difference justifies the full price gap is one every buyer should answer personally. Because this isn't a rational purchase. It's a deliberate one. And that brings us to the conclusion. The 2026 Mercedes-Maybach GLS 1000 isn't trying to be the best SUV for everyone. It's not trying to win on practicality, efficiency, or even performance numbers. What it offers is something far more specific. Presence, silence, effortless movement, and a sense that wherever you arrive, you arrived correctly. This isn't just a luxury SUV. It's a statement about how you choose to experience movement itself. Now I want to hear your take. At over $200,000, do you think the Maybach GLS 1000 justifies its position above everything else in this segment? Or would you go for something like a Lexus LX or even a fully loaded flagship SUV instead? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this kind of deep, experience-focused breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to Luxury Cars Analysis, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one.